Hi there. I'm wondering, Premier Eby, I'd particularly like to hear from you. I just want to go back to this question of the stay in your lane message. Can you just explain why that's necessary right now?
I think that one of the biggest challenges we have in British Columbia is that there are some core areas of federal responsibility that make a difference in the lives of British Columbians. Like whether or not we've got sufficient road and transit infrastructure, sewer and water treatment infrastructure to be able to support a growing population. The federal government has always and traditionally had an infrastructure funding program to help pay for that stuff until this most recent budget. And now it's conspicuously absent. When we talk about our healthcare system, the federal government has always had a role to play in coordinating a national healthcare system. When you talk about training healthcare professionals, how they move around the country, really key issues, you can't get a meeting with the Prime Minister to talk about healthcare. And so for us, it's not so much, welcome the funding for birth control. We already have a free birth control program in British Columbia. We'll work with the feds, we'll figure it out. That funding is always welcome. But in those sort of core federal responsibilities, like we're talking about immigration, what is immigration in Canada look like? Are the rules being enforced on the ground when it comes to the buying and selling of access to Canada involving private businesses and shady immigration brokers? Are there port police in British Columbia? These core federal responsibilities, they go unaddressed. And so, again, the school lunch program, great. But what about these core areas of federal responsibility? And that's the frustration for me is we talk with British Columbians every day about what these challenges look like for them when the federal government's not doing that core work that they should be doing. And for me, that's what that message is about, is like, if your lane's in great shape, come on over and help us with ours. But that's just not the case in British Columbia.
So you just had a major deal with the federal government, I believe, and you can correct me here whether or not that predates you personally, on healthcare funding. There are all these side deals being worked out. So I'm a bit surprised to hear you say, like, we can't even have a conversation with them. It seems like it's not that long you were in Ottawa talking to federal officials.
Yeah, you have a different recollection of that meeting than I do. The deal was presented to us, and the Prime Minister left the room. So what I'm talking about is an ongoing, collaborative, national level partnership to support a national healthcare program. Interprovincially, we're trying to do that work among ourselves. We're trying to work individually with provinces about streamlining our colleges' requirements for different healthcare professionals and whatever. Wouldn't it be great if there was a national government to coordinate that discussion? Oh, there is one, but it's not happening. And so that is the work that's not about money, it's not about additional funding, it's just about, can we coordinate nationally on these areas of shared interest? And that is where it sometimes feels like we're just beating our head against the wall. I don't know how many gatherings at Council Federation now where we've punctuated our report out by asking for a meeting with the Prime Minister and the First Ministers from across Canada. And that call continues to go unanswered, and I cannot understand why, because we have a lot of work to do together.